We are here.
I thought you were about to start freestyling.
I was, but I couldn't quite catch the beat. Okay. We are in the building, people. We are in the building. What's going on? Saucy and Friends in the morning, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are here to entertain you and to give you guys everything you need to get this party going. Quick check-in. How y'all doing today? We got Tony and Leah in the building. Everybody say yeah. Yeah. Quick check-in. Tell us how your evening was since we last met you. Tony, let's start with you.
My evening was good. I had a really good evening, actually. Sauce and I went and attended the partner celebration with Up Academy yesterday, which was really, really nice. It was in a great space down on Boylston Street. And it was really, really cool. We got to speak to some really good people up at Up Academy and hearing about the great things that they're doing. This is the two Up Academies, the Holland School and the Dorchester campus. Triz is actually out today because he's at the Dorchester campus doing something with them.
Their graduation,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that one goes to 6th grade, so 6th grade graduation. Oh, that's probably fun. And we do know that Spark has been a big partner with the Up Academy campuses, and so that was awesome to be amongst friends last night.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sauce and I went and did a little shopping in H&M, and I got the cutest little set.
You did that. You got that little
I
set.
got a little purse and a little shoe, and it was $20 for both. And I was like, yes, this is such a good evening.
Yeah.
Then we went home, and it was rainy, and Mom had made a nice chicken soup. So we, hung out. So it was a really, really good evening. I had a good evening. What about you, Saucy? Was your evening?
No, because I'm raging war against T-Mobile and its entire fleet of phones, workers, and everybody. Everybody but corporate. Corporate was amazing.
Oh,
corporate is
amazing.
Good, amazing, good. They took my cussing like champs, and they still came back and was still nice. However, every single one of the stores in Boston, Massachusetts need to be reprimanded, need to be shut down. They need to go through sensitivity and time management training. Every single thing. You know what? Now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever had a decent experience in T-Mobile.
Oh my goodness, that is awful.
They don't even know. Their biggest hater is on the way.
Bro, I was like, let me tell y'all something. I'm not sending any of my listeners to T-Mobile.
Oh my goodness.
Not one of them, because I don't feel right about telling my constituents to go to T-Mobile to waste their time.
Not your.
That's what I said to them. I said I don't feel safe with T-Mobile. That's what I said. And what I also said is I will have your head.
That wasn't all you said.
I would say I have your head. Oh, I don't know whose glasses those for, but I do got some money from you, but I'm going to give it to you later because I can't find it right now.
Thank you so much, Finn. You guys, Finn's Fusion, 1191 Blue Hill Ave for all of your breakfast, lunch, and dinner needs. It's so good. Thank you so much, Finn. I appreciate it.
What you get?
Sausage, egg and cheese on wheat.
Oh, wow. You want me to have some?
You want a slice?
Yes, I want a slice. What about you, Leah? How was your evening after you left us yesterday?
I went to work.
And
then
good.
I watched Love Island with my roommate, and so I had a great night.
You know what?
I think you guys should tap in.
Love Island
You
was
should.
one of those shows. Which one is that one? Is that the one that they get to have a different partner every time?
Yes, they do like
I
recoupling.
love that one.
Yeah.
And every time I start watching it, I get very, very deeply into it, and then all of my friends make fun of me.
No, forget
Because
that.
they'd be like, "Oh, what you watching?" And I say foolishness, and they'd be like, "Oh, Love Island."
It's
Yes,
great TV.
It is
It's
good
great
TV.
TV.
It is good.
This
TV.
is natural people in their natural habitat.
I watched one thing of that. And I was
Wasn't
like,
it
oh,
wonderful?
This is too teenager for me.
No,
It's good.
It's adult teenager.
They're like 27.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They have a wide range of people on the show.
And-
22 to 27 to 28.
And it is insanely entertaining. Insanely. Insanely. Like, really? You picked her? Okay. But
That's
yes.
exactly what my reaction was last night. I said, okay, you don't even like her.
Exactly.
You literally told all of us you don't like
doing
her. Why did you do that?
Maybe
But
I'll
okay,
watch it.
fine.
I'm knee deep in Ginny and Georgia right now.
Oh, that show. I don't like that.
I
That show
love
is
it.
insanely teenager.
I love it.
Like,
I love it.
I couldn't get into it.
Oh my gosh. I watched season 2 yesterday because I restarted the whole thing the other night. I got to season 2. I'm so excited.
show's too cringy for me.
See, even the one that said Love Island is wild. That's good TV.
It's good TV.
Good TV. Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. It is June the 10th.
Yeah.
And it is going to be a great day. We've had a lot of things to go on with this show. We got a guest coming in from the LE Fund. And get ready for Breast Cancer Month in October when that does approach. But in between them, there's lots of programming and stuff going on with people who are suffering or who are surviving breast cancer. So we'll get into that. We'll tell you guys a little bit about that foundation and how you guys can support and all of the events that they have coming up. And then, as usual, we'll get into the news. Last night was the BET Awards, so we'll find out about that. We'll also give an update on Karen Reed and Diddy.
Really?
My favorite
Diddy!
topic.
Boy!
Truly my favorite topic.
Well, you're going to lead that. We're going to lead that round of investigating reporting.
Oh my gosh. Like this, I can't wait for the saga to come out. You know what I mean?
What was we watching yesterday when they was
Yeah.
having a dramatization of the trial on Hulu every week? They have
Hulu.
a dramatization of exactly what happened at the trial on Hulu every week, and I'm gonna start tuning in.
Do y'all watch that one reporter on YouTube where she posts like every night she gets home and she hops on that YouTube and tells us exactly with her extensive notes. Yes.
And
What's her name?
I don't know, but she's Asian. That's all I know.
Find it for her. I'm gonna read it.
Okay.
Because I be reading, boy, and it's getting spicy. Pimp Daddy.
Oh, he's terrible. He's awful. What an awful human being.
Sorry, that was stalling so I could eat the sandwich. But let's get the show started. Saucy and Friends will start right this minute as I get everything ready for you guys to start it. So stay tuned. Here we go.
Spark FM.
Weezy boy, make me dance. Daddy, oh, make me dance.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM. Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com. Turn us up.
Tell me how you want it, yeah. Call me and I'm over.
Spark FM.
All right, we are back. And it is time to start the show because we got a lot to cover. Today is June 10th. It is Tuesday, June 10th. Let me see. Mike Nice is not in the building yet, but when he comes back, he'll let us know what kind of day we're having. And if he doesn't come, everybody put out an APB for him because Mike Nice never misses a show. With that
Did you
said,
see him yesterday?
did we?
I feel like he wasn't here yesterday.
Interesting. Today is it's right now, it's currently 59 degrees. It's going to reach a high of 68 later on today. That would probably be around the 4 o'clock hour. However, it's going to rain from about 11 o'clock to about 5 o'clock. There's about a 30 to 50% chance of rain or 30 to 75% chance of rain for all of that. And then tonight it's going to drop down to 56 degrees. And that's what it's looking like. Rainy conditions expected around 11 a.m. Wind gusts up to 5 p.m. And that's the weather for today.
It's crazy. We're going to have a heat wave for the next 2 days, though.
Yeah, it's going to reach a high of, 85?
83
I
on
almost put
Thursday.
shorts on the boy today. So Wednesday is going to be 80 degrees, and then Thursday is going to be 82 degrees, and then on Friday it's going to plummet back down into the 77.
Yep.
And then it's going to rain until Tuesday.
Yep, in the 60s and raining
That
until
sounds
Tuesday.
awesome. I love it.
Oh, you guys.
Ridiculous.
Guys.
But with that said, let's get into the show today, starting with our Around the Way news. Miss Tony, what you got?
Oh my gosh, there's so much news. Podcaster Alex Cooper alleges she she was sexually harassed by a soccer coach while at Boston University. Oh.
You know who just graduated from Boston University?
Hey,
I
did you
know,
know
I
her?
No.
There's like 5 million students
Right,
there.
how many people were in your graduating class? Do you know?
No.
No, but it
No.
was hundreds.
But I know, like, it had to be at least 1,000. Like, there was
Yeah.
a lot of us on that field.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
sitting there waiting till your name is class. God damn it.
So Alex Cooper is call her daddy.
Yes, she is.
Call
She's
her
the
daddy.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yes.
and former BU University soccer player.
Is she
alleged
gonna
that
be you?
She graduated a little bit ago.
A little bit
And
ago.
you know, BU likes to put her on there like, oh, like BU
Looking-
alums that are
yeah.
doing like great.
Yeah.
So this is kind of OD.
How does somebody like I'm sorry, a random white girl get a podcast with a good name and then make it to such heights? Like, what is it? What is the track
The
that she
formula.
took?
You're
Yeah,
asking black people
That's
right now what the
crazy.
track is for a white person.
that's
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
saying. It's crazy.
I don't know.
That's-
But she has like a whole deal with Spotify. Her
Yeah.
contract is with them.
That's
Well, good for her.
So she says that she was allegedly sexually harassed by ex-coach Nancy Fieldman, and that those at the school brushed her off when she made them aware. Cooper tells the story in her upcoming Hulu documentary Call Her Alex, which premiered Sunday at the Tribeca Film Festival.
She's got a documentary. I'm
Listen.
gonna watch that. I'm actually gonna watch it.
Hulu do a documentary on everything. Okay.
Everything.
A Deadline reported that Cooper said in a Q&A afterward that she came forward because, in part, abuse is still happening at BU.
Oh, wait. Stop.
We need to crack down on. We got to do some investigative reporting.
Shoot, let us know.
It's
Linda.
at BU.
During the filming of this documentary, I found out that the harassment and abuse of power is still happening on the campus of Boston University. And I spoke to one of the victims, and hearing her story was horrific. And I knew in that moment, if I don't speak about this, it's going to continue happening, she said. You guys can check her out in her Hulu documentary, Call Her Alex, and see what she has to say about all this abuse in that.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it. Schneider and Wendy Williams went to Northeastern.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Northeastern.
There's a rally to be held in Boston in response to ICE raids and the National Guard deployment in Los
Oh
Angeles.
yes, I was reading about that because you know Boston don't like to stand down from a fight.
Yeah.
If there's a protest that needs to be protested, Boston will stand in.
Yes. Demonstrators are expected. Would y'all leave me alone? Do you get any of these job offers
All the time.
Like, who is
All the
y'all
time.
get my number?
Like they videos of some good ones be like $3,000 a week. I will press this link, okay? Let me tell y'all
It's a
something right
scam.
now.
That's why your phone doesn't work.
Exactly.
I always
That's why
do the
T-Mobile can't help you.
Delete and report to junk because that's crazy. Leave me alone.
Leave me.
So demonstrators are expected to gather in Boston on Monday for a rally in response to ICE raids and President Donald Trump's deployment of the National Guard in Los Angeles over the weekend. So that I guess that would have been yesterday. Cross-partisan group Mass 501 says it's vigorously condemns the violent actions of ICE and the Trump administration against peaceful protesters in Los Angeles, and it is mobilizing in solidarity with local union leaders in Massachusetts by holding a rally at Boston City Hall Plaza from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Parts of Los Angeles looked like a war zone on Monday morning after protests escalated over the weekend. The demonstrations come in response to Trump's immigration crackdown in the city.
So, look, how do y'all feel about this? How do you feel about all of these LA protests and things like that? What do you think?
I think my first thoughts is these people cannot catch a break.
Right.
Yeah.
When will they be free?
Yeah. And then I guess my other thought is like, this has been so dramatized. It's been so like, unreal. It's something to watch on TV. We were just talking
That's
about
LA.
shows and stuff like that. Yeah, like it's like we're not watching real life. These people want to protest. They're blocking the streets. They're doing all the things. They're throwing cars, all the things. But at the same time, isn't that a direct reaction to this man? Like, oh yeah, we're going to send in the military to come and shut you guys down because your peaceful protests weren't too peaceful before.
Yeah.
And I guess the people that, like the people that have the most type of reprimand for them are white people. And y'all don't remember what the insurrection was like?
And that's how I feel. Like I was gonna say maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but I did watch the footage that I watched like Oh my gosh, which is just the exact way
Yeah.
that I watched the insurrection when it was happening.
Yeah.
Like, this is craziness.
But and for me, like watching them is like, oh, this is tamed versus this is tamed watching instead of watching like these people scale the walls of the Capitol building. And then, like, watching footage of that, like, you guys were pushing the door. There was offers to getting pushed. You guys were throwing things at them. You guys were running into them. You had an organized violent protest.
Right.
And what happened? Like, like, that's
and for me,
crazy.
it wasn't watching the protesters so much as watching the thing as a whole.
Yeah.
The protesters and the reaction from the National Guard.
Yeah.
Who was out there the National Guard was deployed to police protesters.
Yeah.
And which is so crazy because I was hearing, I was watching, my show yesterday, and they were saying how the last time that the National Guard was deployed under the president without the governor calling for it was when Lyndon B. Johnson sent the troops to go protect the protesters.
Yes.
When they were protesting the racism that
Yep.
was happening down in the South. And this is such a stark contrast to that. I do believe, though, I wish that the protesters would protest and not be throwing rocks and stuff
At people.
At
innocent
people.
bystanders.
Right, like I don't want y'all to do that. I think that you have a right to protest. It's an American right. It's in the Constitution. All of that stuff. But the throwing rocks and all of that is just it. Like you're asking for trouble, and I don't want y'all to do that because I think that it waters down what you're out there to do.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
that.
Fresh Jan says all they're doing is making ICE jobs easier by being all in one place. But the thing is, Fresh Jan, it's not the immigrants that are out there fighting. It's the white people that's out there fighting for peace and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching a video today where this young boy went and parked his car in the middle of the highway when the troops were coming to stop them. They swiftly opened his door and arrested him and towed his car. But like those type of grandstands from people are happening because this is crazy.
Yeah.
And I guess my other question is, how do you guys feel about black people joining in with the protests?
I mean, I think that that's what black people do. Like, we rally, we get together, we protest. And so I think that it's good for, as black people being there in supportive ways. But again, the only issue that I have is the protesters with the throwing in the rocks and destroying things like that. I mean, LA riots. This is what we do. That happened back in the day. It happened again with Rodney King. It's a thing that happens. But I just wish that it wouldn't be an opportunity for you guys to allow yourselves to be hurt. Back.
Hurt back.
Right. So that's the way that I feel about that. But we'll get into the LA riots more when we get into the national news.
Oh, that's me.
There's a suspected serial killer on the loose, kills 13th victim in Massachusetts.
This is so crazy.
Where?
Yeah, I was saying to Sauce yesterday, like, I'm just not in the mood to be serial killer. I
would hope so.
It's just not what I want to have to be dealing with.
Do you know what's so crazy? Let my mom see any piece of news that says Massachusetts. She's gonna text me,
Oh,
"Are you
yeah.
home? There's a serial killer on the loose."
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know where he is, and I don't think
I
he knows
believe
me.
it, girl.
Or I would hope he's not looking for me. Like,
Child,
You never know,
listen.
Leah.
You never know.
we
You
need to call
never
the cops. Where the cops
My
at?
paranoia doesn't need this kind of news. You know what I
I
mean?
watch too much Criminal Minds for all this.
I don't even watch it because of the same thing. The same thing. Speculation about a serial killer in New England has resurfaced after the discovery of Adriana Suazo's body
Oh my
in
goodness.
Massachusetts. The 21-year-old woman was found on June 1st in a wooded area in Milton with no obvious signs of trauma, prompting an ongoing investigation by the chief medical examiner. And why are we hearing about it now? When was June 1st? 9 days ago.
And when did the first kill? But we did report on the serial killing.
serial
But they
killer.
was at like 6.
Right. Suazo's death is the 13th unexplained case in remote or wooded locations across Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Maine since March. Keep that out there. Don't bring it in here. You're coming too close to Boston proper now.
You're saying the wrong thing.
Boston
We need to end
proper.
it.
This is crazy. This pattern has raised concerns about law enforcement and the public about the possibility of a serial offender in the region. Swaziland's body adds to concerning series of unexplained deaths across multiple states. Patterns in these cases, community responses in the region's history with similar crimes shape the current discussion. Since March, there have been 13 deaths in Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Maine, all found in remote or wooded areas. Most victims are young adults, and several bodies showed no clear signs of trauma, complicating cause of death determinations. Locations like Milton, where Swaziland was found, share isolation common to other areas. The lack of evident injury has led to speculation about poisoning, suffocation, and other less visible causes. And on Ginny in Georgia, the mother was accused of killing people using some plant
I saw
she
that.
was given to people and caused them to have
Accused?
a heart attack.
I saw that. I saw that.
She was accused. She's being accused.
She did it.
Georgia
didn't do it.
She did it.
She's
Peach
innocent.
did not do it. Authorities continue forensic examinations to identify consistent factors connecting these deaths. They better check for that plant, wolf's pup, or something like that. Residents near the discovery sites report increased fears and vigilance, particularly in rural and suburban neighborhoods. Local law enforcement has urged caution, but has not confirmed a direct threat from a single perpetrator. What y'all think is going on?
I think that it's a serial killer.
Why?
Oh, good job.
I think because everybody's dying and they can't find who's doing it. Are they all dying the same way?
It seems like they'd just be found dead in a wooded area.
What is their injuries?
None.
How did they die?
They just be dead. That's the thing.
Yep, it's definitely a serial killer. How everybody just randomly showing up dead
In a wooded area.
in a wooded area
With no signs of trauma.
with no signs of trauma.
It's all linked.
I think, if that's the way I gotta go, then that's the way that I gotta go. I would prefer
I
to
absolutely
go.
think you should not be saying that. Your
Well-
words have power.
Exactly.
I want the power words to be no suffering.
I will not be doing that.
But we don't know if they suffered or not.
Oh, maybe it's that movie. Remember where they gave her the poison and she couldn't move her hands and her legs and stuff, and she could only look around? It's called something like Look Around.
What about that movie that they had where the serial killer was going around, he was killing the people, and he would dress them up real cute in costumes and stuff and then pose them somewhere?
What
What
y'all
movie
see
is
that?
that?
Be watching.
Yeah, what movie is
What movie is that? LaWanda,
mannequin?
whoever, tell me who it is.
the hell is that?
LaWanda said Karen Reed did it. LaWanda, what is that movie where the serial killer was killing the people and then he would dress them up in costumes and then pose them somewhere?
I don't
It's
like
a movie
that.
that was out the other day. It just came out
Mannequin.
the other day. No.
This
no,
is
no, no.
us. Sinners.
Now you
No,
know.
you
you
know
know sure and well everything you just said. Is
You just
not
saying
right.
words, and that's not fair.
Why? That's not how you play.
Not fair.
That's not how you play the guessing game.
You're doing it. But I was just watching it the other day, and then he would dress them up in like costumes, like carnival costumes, and pose them somewhere. They was beautiful though. It was like works of art, but it was real dead bodies. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
Why'd I watch that? I don't know. Anyhow, New Bedford teen shooting in Dorchester leaves one man hospitalized. Authorities are investigating a shooting in Boston's Dorchester neighborhood on Tuesday night. Police say they received a 911 call for a report of a person shot just before 9 p.m. in the area of 11th Street, which I have never heard of. According to officials arriving, officers found a man suffering from a gunshot wound. He was transported to an area hospital. His condition is unknown at this time, and no arrests have been made. The police have blocked off the street, and there was no information at all in that story.
Nothing.
Nice.
That's it.
Nothing.
No. 5 people hospitalized after police chase reaches 130 miles per hour, ends in a crash in a Massachusetts city.
Where?
5 people are in the hospital after state police say they led troopers on a high-speed chase in southern Massachusetts. The state police troopers responded to a report of a white BMW X5 traveling south on Route 24 at over 100 miles per hour. A trooper attempted to stop the speeding car, but the driver accelerated away, eventually reaching speeds of 130 miles per hour as it raced down 24.
Oh, really?
That's crazy. A short time later, the driver lost control and the vehicle crashed in Taunton. First responders arrived and treated the 5 injured people. They were taken to nearby hospitals in stable condition. The investigation into the incident is ongoing, and police say charges will be announced at a later date. Charges charge that driver the F up. And then everybody in the car should charge the driver with kidnapping because they didn't want to do that. That's crazy. Why would you do that?
130 miles per hour? That
On
is
24. At what time of day? Because 24 is always a parking lot.
What time did they say on the thing? Did it say?
It didn't. Did it say?
That's crazy.
It said
They was probably driving on the shoulder.
on the shoulder, yeah. It doesn't say what time it was, but they went up to 130 miles per hour. That's wild work. Y'all, that's awful. New Bedford teen shot and boyfriend is the suspect. We won't stop until she gets justice. On the afternoon of Saturday, March 22nd, Caitlin Alvarez texted her soon-to-be 19-year-old daughter about her upcoming birthday plans. Less than an hour later, Alvarez received a call from detectives that her daughter had been shot dead. They told me to get to the hospital as soon as I could. I was 2 hours away. It was like an instant numb feeling. Savannah Alvarez, 18 of New Bedford, succumbed to her injuries at the hospital just days before her birthday. This type of stuff hurts families with holidays, with birthdays. It can never be the same, Savannah's stepdad, Alex Bush, said. On Saturday, March 22nd, Savannah and her boyfriend, Da Vinci Leonard, of Brockton, attended the opening of Urban Air Adventure Park at an indoor trampoline park near Brockton's Westgate Mall. This is that double shooting in Westgate.
Dang.
He was her boyfriend. I remember the mother saying, I trusted you with her, and this is what you did to her.
Yep.
So at about 7 p.m., Brockton police received reports of several teenagers fighting in the parking lot near Starbucks and Chipotle Mexican Grill, both located at Westgate Drive across the street. During the altercation, Savannah and Tamari Robertson, 15, were shot and killed. Savannah was transported to Boston Medical Center, Boston Medical Center South, formerly known as Good Samaritan Medical Center, before being flown to Mass General. When Caitlin arrived at the hospital, Savannah was in open heart surgery. Her daughter fought for 4 hours before she succumbed to a single gunshot wound to her heart.
Wow.
Yeah, on March 24th, 2 days after the shooting, Plymouth County District Attorney Timothy Cruz publicly identified the shooting suspect as Savannah's boyfriend, Da Vinci Leonard. Leonard fled the scene after the shooting and has been on the run since then. As of May 30th, he has not been located.
That's crazy. I remember when they were starting to look for him.
Yeah.
And he has not been located.
He has not been located. According to Bush, detectives told their family they believe Savannah was not the intended target and that she was hit by accident.
Nope.
Yep. Savannah and Albertson, the other victim, did not know each other, Caitlin said. The family said they do not know what started the altercation. They do not know what Leonard's family, nor do they know where he could be. After hearing for...
Even if it was an accident, you don't have no remorse that your girlfriend is a whole dead person?
Right.
That's crazy.
Well, like
got
we were
hit
saying
by
yesterday,
accident.
Nobody thinks like that. You're
Yeah.
not. You're not thinking
Wow.
rational at all. Of like it was an accident. I can go to trial and fight it. Like
Yeah.
And
What?
maybe that's...
I didn't mean to.
yeah, like
Maybe that's why he is on the run for so long, because he's maybe that that has to hurt. It has to feel some type of way. So
Especially if she's not the intended target.
Yeah.
You know, like, that sucks.
yeah, him being out there just living his life, that's what's bringing anger. The mother said, we won't stop until she gets justice.
Ooh, these comments are kind of nasty.
Oh, really?
Look at the boyfriend she chose. Yikes. Where are the girl's parents? Clearly she wasn't too smart, but she clearly had no guidance to teach her what trash is.
Oh, goddamn. The lady just died.
Oh my gosh.
Give
Also-
people... Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So the boyfriend accidentally shot her. Yep, that's what happened. At 15, she shouldn't have a boyfriend. She should be with her family and concentrating on school. That's what is wrong with society these days. My sincere condolences to the family. And then somebody said she was 19. Yeah.
Like that's a lot of people do have to realize, like, even when we was talking about like DDG and stuff like that, these are children. You know, they just graduated from BU. They don't know nothing.
I was watching, I'm in my Ginny and Georgia bag, but I was watching that yesterday, and the fact that the daughter is just like, she's like a sophomore, and she's
grown,
like,
yeah.
yeah, and she was talking to one of the people, and she was like, and sex with him is really good, and I was like, you can say that like out loud to somebody?
Yeah.
What are you talking? What's
College
happening?
is when you start busting it open.
She's
This is
sophomore in high
She was
school.
a sophomore in high school.
Oh, I didn't start busting it open then.
Me neither.
Nope. I was
Me
nervous.
neither.
Could have. Scared of it. Left it
Used
alone.
to be scared of it.
Now
That's a little too grown for me.
it's a family show.
Yeah,
Family show.
Yeah, it's a family show.
Yeah.
The way I was treated was wrong. Dedham Sargent receives $1.3 million after suing the police chief.
What they do?
What happened in this story? In an exclusive interview, With the NBC 10 Boston investigators, a Massachusetts police officer described her 4-year legal battle against the department where she has worked for more than a decade. Can you pull up the story?
Yeah.
The only way I can describe it is they're clipping your wings. Marissa Holland, now a sergeant with the Dedham Police Department, told the news. They know you can see it. They know you're more than capable of obtaining it, but they'll do everything in their power to stop you from getting there.
What is it?
What is it? Holland grew up in Dedham and wanted to follow in the public service footsteps of her late father, a Vietnam War veteran who enlisted in the Marines. It was a dream when her hometown department hired her in 2011. After graduating from the academy, Holland
10 seconds in.
Holland said she worked hard to advance in her law enforcement career by taking courses and conducting field training for new officers.
And here's the clip.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Because first of all, I can't see. All right, here we go.
What's all that music?
This is our theme music, our background music.
Tonight, in our Emmy Award-winning Small Town Secrets, a Dedham police sergeant is speaking exclusively with the NBC 10 investigators. She describes what made her file a discrimination and retaliation lawsuit against her own boss, the police chief. Her allegations resulted in a 7-figure taxpayer settlement before the case even made it to a jury.
And tonight, our NBC 10 investigator Ryan Kath reveals why.
The only way I can describe it is like they're clipping your wings. They know you can see it. They know you're more than capable of obtaining it, but they'll do everything in their power to stop you from getting there.
Marissa Holland describing her 4-year legal battle against the town of Dedham and the police department where she's worked for more than a decade. Holland grew up in Dedham and wanted to follow in the public service footsteps of her late father, a Vietnam vet who enlisted in the Marines.
This is going to be the time when I get my promotion that I've been seeking for so long.
What happened?
I received a call from the chief of police saying they were going to promote one of the males that had scored less than me.
Holland says she immediately challenged getting passed over in an appeal before the Massachusetts Civil Service Commission. She prevailed and eventually received that promotion to sergeant. But through that process, she also decided there was enough evidence to pursue a lawsuit for gender
Got her
discrimination.
promotion and sued
Rise to that level.
There was a lot of things that have gone on and were used against me that male counterparts had done. And they were not used against them.
We can cut that short.
While you're continuing to work in the department,
she won a
you
lawsuit,
have-
$1.3 million. She won.
Because
And the promotion.
That's wow.
And the promotion.
And she's still there.
She's still there. She's still there. She's a what is she now? A
sergeant?
in Dedham.
So here's my question. If you got to take these people to like court for discrimination, would you still want to work there? Or if it's like because you done did all that work, now you
That's
have to...
literally, I wouldn't feel comfortable there because I feel like all these people, I didn't.
Are y'all finna retaliate against
It
me?
didn't matter. Like her boss, I guess, would be the only one that would be mad at her.
That's just not how that works, though. Cause
Everybody
obviously
else would be mad.
Everybody else in there,
everybody else
all
in
them men that are doing the same thing, like y'all have to share some type of same mentality. Right?
Yeah. I don't. Those kind of things always kind of annoy me a little bit because I'm like, being a woman is so hard. She's probably had it hard too. She probably worked hard, but like working in an all male type of situation where you do have to fight for your rights and then be amongst them while you won your rights. Yeah, that could be nasty.
Yeah, and that's what they say here. What happened here is the chief went after her after she filed and said, "You challenged me. We're going to ruin your career."
Oh.
And that's what they tried to do with her. So then she, ended up.
I would have went to a different department.
I would have gone to a different state.
You gonna tell me that you gonna ruin me? Shoot, I got my $1.3 million and a promotion, honey.
And next thing you know, she gonna be set up just like how they set up our good friend Karen Reed. Anyway.
Okay.
2 young women remain in critical condition after being pulled from the water on the North Shore.
Oh no!
They were swept away while swimming and pulled unconscious from the water. The women are 25 and 24 years old, and they are. The swimmers whose names haven't been released were brought to the shore and rushed to the Anna Jacks Hospital. The Lynn woman was later flown to a Boston hospital for additional treatment, while the East Boston woman was flown to Burlington Hospital. They praise the fishermen for their swift, courageous actions. They want to commend them. And right now, the women are still in critical condition.
That's terrible.
Yeah. 2 men plead guilty in the 2019 shooting of a basketball tournament in Lynn that killed a Boston man. They pled guilty. 2 men were sentenced to prison on Monday after pleading guilty in the fatal shooting of a 2019 basketball tournament in Lynn that killed Brandon Jesserum of Boston and wounded 2 bystanders. That too. Yeah, Rogello Morrison, 49 of Lynn, pleaded guilty in Superior Court in Salem to manslaughter, 2 counts of assault and battery with a firearm, and 2 counts of armed assault with intent to murder. Kennel Hammond, 37 of Lynn, pleaded guilty to manslaughter, 2 counts of assault and battery with a firearm, and 2 counts of armed assault with intent to murder. The judge sentenced Morrison to 13 to 15 years in prison, and he sentenced Hammond to 11 to 13 years in prison. This happened on August 24th, 2019, around 7:20 p.m. Shots were fired into a crowd of more than 100 people, many of whom were children. And then the young man, who was 34, succumbed to his injuries. He's the only one that was killed in that. At that time. What else do we have? Boston City Council votes to permanently establish an office of LGBTQIA 2S plus advancement.
What the 2S is? Oh, two-spirited is 2. It is.
You just make that up.
No, that's right. That's right. What is LGBTQIA 2?
LGBTQIA 2S plus. I don't know. So the city council has voted to make the office of all of that advancement a permanent fixture
for everything else, but
in the city's government infrastructure. The office, which had been launched provisionally by the mayor in 2022, is designed to support and advocate for the rights and safety of those within the
One more time. Things. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, asexual, and two-spirit, with the plus sign indicating exclusivity or other identities and experiences. What's two-spirited?
Let's find out right now.
Child, I can't even say all of that. Do you have to say all of that? Can you? Is there a shortened version?
Yeah, LGB. I would just say LGBTQ.
IA plus.
IA 2 plus.
I always say LGBTQ.
Yeah, or just LGBT.
Okay, ready? So two-spirited is a term used by some indigenous people to describe their gender and or sexual identity or orientation. So it's an umbrella term.
What is plus?
The plus is like to include everybody.
Some indigenous North Americans to describe people who hold a third gender identity within their communities.
Oh. Anyhow, the city council has voted to make that a permanent fixture in the city's government infrastructure.
I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
You know, this is the reason why Donald Trump is the president, because there's too many letters.
Yeah.
It could have just been.
I just did a Marjorie Taylor Greene. I just did a Marjorie Taylor Greene. I was like, yeah. What?
You know, because this is what.
We just put down the shovel.
The ignoramuses out there will see this and be like, instead of just, scrolling by. Yeah. Just scrolling by. They was like, oh, wait, no. And then, he did make an executive order that there were only two genders.
You're right.
So, this is what he is trying to literally dismantle. Terrible Negro.
Yesterday, I alluded to a incident that we had heard about with a family losing a baby. Prayers and support have been pouring in after a young life has been cut far too short. Nayla Montero of Brockton died on Friday at just under 2 years old. Thousands of condolences poured into the parents, Antonia Perez and Wilson Montero, who he's a tennis coach, pretty well known, who described their precious angel in her obituary as a bright, vibrant child full of laughter, life, and light. She adored playing, smiling, and especially enjoyed watching Coco Melon, which always brought a sparkle to her eyes. A GoFundMe fundraiser has been created by her father and has raised $13,000 as of the writing. They're not sure what happened with the baby. Nyla was just 1 month away from turning 2 years old, a beautiful baby girl full of light, love, and sweetness. She had the purest heart and the gentlest spirit. Even at her young age, she was so thoughtful, always saying thank you and sorry at just the right moments. Her kindness touched everyone around her, and she is deeply loved by her entire family. The cause of death has not been revealed, and then funeral services will take place during this weekend for that baby. And then just quick Karen Reed headline. Well, I'm not even going to get into it because we're a little pressed for time. But the defense attorney's dramatic courtroom move has legal experts talking in Karen Reed's murder trial. The prosecutor has acknowledged an error about evidence in the case marred by police missteps and controversial investigation.
The simple fact that we all have known this from the beginning is problematic because y'all made this lady go through 2 trials when you know that they were hardcore police misconduct. This is a police family, police misconduct, everything in this in this situation has been very, very, very terrible since the beginning. And they should be ashamed.
So they said wearing 2 black gloves and slamming his palms on the podium Monday. Karen Reed, what? If it don't fit, you must quit.
Yes.
What do you got on black gloves for? Karen Reed's defense attorney Robert Alessi moved for a mistrial for a second time in her retrial on murder charges in the death of her former boyfriend, Boston cop John O'Keefe. Do y'all think John O'Keefe is resting in peace?
No. He is yet to. Did he even get a funeral?
I don't know. I don't know. Somebody said, if I'm Alessi, I'm throwing out those missiles every time, said a New York defense attorney who was watching the case. But you guys go, oh, there's a clip of it right there down in the middle if you can get to that. Reed's first trial ended with deadlock last year, prompting Judge Beverly Cannoni to declare a mistrial in the district attorney's office to bring in high-profile defense attorney Brennan as a special prosecutor. His rich and powerful clients have included the mobster James Whitey Bulger. Y'all bought James Whitey Bulger's attorney to prosecute her?
For me, that's such an interesting strategy to bring in another high level lawyer into a high level case.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like now it's all poppy show because you're like, just because he got OJ off, he gonna get you off? It's different.
But he didn't get Whitey Bulger off. Whitey Bulger was Whitey Bulger was a horrible man.
He did a nice escapee. He escaped nicely.
Yeah, but then when he was finally prosecuted, he went to jail and then they killed him. So
touche. You got that. Here's the clip right here. Let's see what we have here. I gotta stop the music and then I won't get laid. Here we
go. Your Honor, the defense moves for a mistrial with prejudice based upon intentional misconduct that just occurred before the court and for the jury. And what I'd like to do, Your Honor, this regards the hoodie, in this regards questioning and representations and questioning by Mr. Brennan. And what I'd like to and need to do, Your Honor, is to have 2 documents marked as exhibits, and then I am going to use Exhibit 88, which is an evidence, which is the hoodie, which is why I'm putting on the evidence gloves, and it will become quite obvious very shortly what the issues are.
All right. Yeah, retrial it. Finish it.
I move for mistrial. Let her go.
What's it called? Objection and
sustained.
God damn it. With that said, people, we're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back in a few moments. We'll be talking to our good friends over from the Ellie Foundation about everything that they have going on, and then we'll come right back with our national and entertainment news. Keep it locked right here, Spark FM. Got a side hustle you want to turn into a real business? Thinking of expanding your brand or launching your next big idea? Then this is for you. It's Vibes and Ventures, a 3-part Caribbean business series designed to empower you, the entrepreneurs, creatives, and small business owners of our community. Join us at the Spark Media and Culture Center, 1195 Blue Hill Ave, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. And yes, it's completely free. June 5th, getting your paperwork right. June 12th, brick and mortar and commercial acquisitions. June 26th, Marketing and Social Media Strategy. Meet some of Boston's most successful Caribbean entrepreneurs, get expert advice, and build the connections you need to take your hustle to the next level. This is your moment. Don't miss it. Vibes and Ventures.
What is this, Doctor?
This is
Well, Spark of New England. Spark FM.
Praise the Lord, City of Boston. This is Brother Chris right here on Spark FM.
Come on, sing it.
Bringing you Sunday morning worship each and every Sunday morning, 6 to 10 a.m. Let's get our praise on. Each and every Saturday night from 6 to 9 p.m. inside the Avenue, where you bring the drinks and we bring the vibes. My name is Gary Banton alongside my co-host Big Trini right here in SparkFMOnline.com, the #1 place for soca, hip-hop, R&B, and more. Each and every Saturday from 6 to 9 p.m. It's the Avenue.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Eunice Production, Friends Lifestyle Group presents their 9th annual Togetherness Boat Ride. It's the Animal Print Edition. Happens to be Saturday, July the 19th. Boarding times at 7 p.m. We sail at 8 p.m. sharp. There's going to be 2 floors of music. Your Latin DJ, DJ Sergio, DJ Alfredito, DJ Yomi. And your Caribbean DJ, Hugh Major, and Vital Rhythms. Featuring live performances by Your Fugo, Punta Group, and Tempo Rhythm International. Sound system provided by Ross Entertainment. This is all going to be taking place at 70 Rose Wharf. Get your tickets right now at togetherness.eventbrite.com. Regular tickets are $65. Same day tickets are $75. It's a 21 plus event. And do remember there's a drinks inclusive party bus available to and from the dock for only $60. For more information, contact 617-719-3972 or 646-379-4889. It's the 9th annual Togetherness Boat Ride. Get your tickets now.
Get ready for an unforgettable night of harmony, joy, and powerful praise. It's the Foster Triplets in concert Friday, June 14th. 3 voices, 1 anointed sound, 1 night to lift your spirit. Live and in person, featuring special guests, the Oak Street Praise Team and Angels Melody. Don't miss this soul-stirring celebration. It's more than music, it's ministry in motion. Friday, June 14th, 2025 at 6 p.m., the Waymark Church, 1048 Dorchester Avenue. For tickets,
Moonbox Productions is thrilled to present the Boston New Works Festival, taking place June 26th to June 29th at the Calderwood Pavilion and the Boston Center for the Arts. The Boston New Works Festival is a weekend-long festival of celebrating new original plays by local playwrights. 7 original plays, 5 different stages, and 1 wild weekend. Tickets are $25 per show. Pay what you wish. Tickets are available at the box office. Get your tickets now at BostonTheaterScene.com. That's June 26th to June 29th. The Boston New Works Festival.
Advertise your business, brand, or music on Spark FM. Contact us at SparkFMOnline.com for more information. Boston's new home for urban Caribbean music. Spark FM. Spark FM. Playing all your favorite hits from reggae. Spark FM.
If you know mess with where you are gonna see a million. We got the Congo long just like the Amazon.
Spark FM.
I know the life is not easy. No say we are for winning. Walk with the camera like Jesus.
Soca. Hip hop.
Yeah, we going crazy.
R&B.
You could do damage. You could do damage.
Afrobeats and much more. Spark FM. Spark FM.
Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are in the building, and like we said, first of all, let me just show you guys who we are. Here we are. We are here. Spark FM, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. And we are sitting and we're talking with our good friends over from the Ellie Foundation. Welcome.
Thank you.
I like that enthusiasm. Thank you. So introduce yourselves and tell us what the Ellie Fund is, and popcorn, whichever one wants to pop up first.
Okay.
Yep.
So my name is Nakia Clark. I am the Director of Community Engagement at the Ellie Fund. And I've been there for about 3 years. I'm also a breast cancer survivor and receive services from the Ellie Fund. So we provide services to anyone going through breast cancer. The criteria is you either live or are being treated in Massachusetts. We don't care about immigration status. We don't care about financials. We're just looking to help anyone in need.
And when you say help, what does that mean?
So a person can pick up to 2 services that we provide, and that's typically through a Visa card. So it can go towards groceries, gas,
that's awesome.
Uber, Lyft, child care, oncology massage, acupuncture, light housekeeping, and meal delivery. And this is all free of charge.
Wow. Yes. Okay.
Oh, that's so good.
That is awesome. And Lindsay, who are you?
Hello. My name is Lindsay. I am the digital consultant with the Ellie Fund. I have been with them for the past year. My mom was a client of Ellie Fund, so those grocery cards and transportation, I know all about that as a caregiver. She unfortunately passed away last year, 2024, but
sorry for you.
It's okay. It's okay.
Was it due to breast cancer?
Due to breast cancer. And we didn't know anything about the Ellie Fund. My mom was, she had what was the cancer colloquium at MGH. And we met the development director there at Ellie Fund, and it was just kind of history from there. And I'm just so excited to be here to spread the word to our community about these free services, because we are pained with some of these illnesses, especially breast cancer for Black women. And I just want to be, and Nakia and I definitely want to be, advocates and, just raise awareness about what we have to offer that could be beneficial to our communities.
I think I think it's so great when I started to hear about the program from you, is that I think that a lot of people would love to be involved in these type of services, but sometimes you don't know that they're around.
Right.
And I'm going to assume that breast cancer, like a lot of other illnesses, are very lonely to some. Like if you don't have a good support system, if you don't have a good team behind you, these types of organizations could fill in for those things. So for you as a survivor, like how has it been working with the Ellie Fund? And obviously you love it because you're there. You a big dog in it. But how's that been for you?
So I also lost my mother to breast cancer as Lindsay. And so this is how I healed through my grieving, to be able to help other women who are going through breast cancer who may not have family, to get them to their treatments, or they just have all these other things going on, whether it's bills, other health problems, and we're there to help. We also provide support. So if anyone is looking for support, we have a support group that runs monthly online, and then we also have a specific BIPOC support group for women of color that we will launch again in September, so that people can come who look like them and get that support needed.
Who is Ellie?
Ellie, so our organization is on its 30th year, and Ellie is named after Eleanor Pumpkin. She had metastatic breast cancer, and that's breast cancer that spread to one of your major organs. And she lived quite a long time with metastatic disease, and at that time it was unheard of. And she ended up passing away, and her sons wanted to give back, and they started off with meal delivery, and now it's ended up being able to do other things besides meal delivery for anyone in Massachusetts.
Meal delivery. Take me through a day in the life where meal delivery would be so significant to someone with breast cancer.
Yes. So person who's going through chemotherapy gets very sick, and may not happen the day that you have your chemo treatment, but a few days later where you're sick, you're nauseous, you just don't feel like doing anything. So to be able to just put something in the microwave or in the stove and eat it, and it's nutritious meals, it's wonders. And
I can only imagine. Yeah, that must be like so. Like I don't have the strength
that's
to
one
get up
thing
and
I don't
go.
have to worry about.
Yeah, tea or something like that. But now food is gonna be delivered to me where I can just kind of focus on recovering.
Yes, and it would be for you and your family. So
wow.
it's
Nice.
enough to help the family as well.
I used to work in the cancer care unit at Boston Medical Center when I was in college, like on summer vacations. And I was a nursing major, so that's where I got a lot of really information and resources about the whole cancer care unit, like what it's for, the different drugs, everything that is, and it's a lot. Like I seen families come in there and sit down for the day. I seen people in beds or in chairs, depending on where they are along on their journey. And, it's a surviving is real. Like that's a real label to put on that, because you're really surviving this treatment. How long have you been in remission?
7 years.
Wow, that's great.
Yes.
That is good.
Congratulations.
And how you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
I can't thank my doctors that I had. It was a long journey.
Yeah.
I ended up having a double mastectomy.
Wow.
So it was a long journey, but I'm here now to be able to talk to our Black and brown women about the importance of self-exams and going to your doctor when you just feel like there's something wrong.
Both of you made a distinction between Black women with breast cancer and then the whole breast cancer. Why is it so important to really cater to the Black woman?
Black women are 38% at a higher rate of death from breast cancer.
Of death?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of death?
Yes.
Wow.
From breast cancer.
Yeah.
And even in Massachusetts, we have the best cancer hospitals around the world.
Yeah.
But there's still that disparities where Black women, they get the screening just as white women do, but the death rate is much higher at 38%.
Why is that?
Yeah.
I say it's education. That's one of the things that I want to focus on is educating. People are scared to go to the doctor, not knowing what's what.
Yeah.
Hospitals sometimes still discriminate against women of color.
Crazy.
So they're not listening to them when they're going and saying there's something wrong. And just the social determinants of health, they don't have all these other things like housing, food, and so their focus isn't on their health.
Yeah, it's the same thing across the board. We've seen it with prostate cancer too.
Yes.
Men are like, oh no, I'm not going to do that.
Yes.
And next thing you know, we're like, ugh.
Yeah.
1/2 hour of being uncomfortable while you're sleeping,
Right.
Versus a lifetime of suffering.
Yes.
How do we get Black women, Black men? Like this is the in external question. Like, how do we get us to pay more attention to our health and to really advocate for our health, especially when we're not inclined to?
Talking to your family members, it starts, to me, it's always starting with a woman, right? A woman always likes to take care of their family.
Yeah.
So if the head of the family is doing all of these things, everyone else will follow. If you're well educated on your health and knowing that you don't have to take no for an answer. Go to your doctor. If your doctor's saying, oh, let's wait, see someone else, seek second opinions, but have your voice. Once you're educated about your health, then you can ask those questions to your doctor and not be afraid to go.
Yeah. I definitely, just to piggyback off of that, Nakia, advocating for yourself and asking those questions, because sometimes we just don't know.
Yeah.
We don't go to the doctors like that. It's Men's Health Month right now.
Right.
And
Is it?
It is. It is.
It's a lot of different months.
Yes. But I just feel like, just breaking down those barriers for just Black women and Black health in general, because I feel like the disparities are, our threshold for pain is so much, bigger, or
it's supposed to be so much bigger. According to them.
According to them, but
Yes.
sometimes we can start believing those things,
Yeah.
and it's time to just break those things down.
Mhm.
And like, you matter, you know, your health matters, your mental health matters, your physical health matters, and it's important to have these answers, these questions answered when you go into, you know, the chemotherapy room, when you're talking to the nurse, when you're talking to the doctors. Like,
Yeah.
I want to know everything that's going on. And it's even good for your family members, because you need a community of people. You know, Nikki and I were both caregivers, you know, for our mom. So it just doesn't affect the patient. It affects everybody that's who's involved. You know, everybody's grieving. Everybody's going through the process. We may not be the patient per se, but, you know, it affects everyone.
You're kind of.
Yeah.
Because if your mom, if your mom is going through something, you're internalizing all of that. Like, that's
For
my
sure.
mom, you
I
know?
know.
So
Yeah.
I wanted to ask. I wasn't familiar with the Ellie Foundation and Ellie Fund, excuse me, until we, you know, doing research to speak with you guys. So how did you hear about it? Because you both said that you were caregivers. Is that when you found out about the Ellie Fund?
Yes. So when my mom was going through treatment, she's no longer there because this was a long time ago, 2009. But the patient navigator at her hospital is who told her about it. And initially she said, no, I'm okay. I don't need it.
Yeah.
And this person pushed. And I'm glad she pushed.
Yeah.
Because everyone needs something. You may not think you don't, but it helps a lot.
Absolutely.
And even if there's stuff that we don't cover, that's alleviating funds for you to be able to pay for your rent or mortgage, a car payment, if you have, you know, you're getting gift cards for groceries.
Yeah.
So that's how I heard about it. When I was going through my breast cancer journey, it was not offered to me, but I knew from my mother's experience, so I approached a social worker at the hospital and said, I know about this fund, can you help me with the process? And one thing I want to point out is most of our referrals are through the hospitals, but a person can do it on their own, or a friend or a family member. You can go on our website and fill out the application on your own. You don't have to wait for a hospital.
Very, very good.
Business. We are having a symposium.
Symposium.
I'm like, that word always stresses me. Symposium. We're having a symposium. Tell us about this and what is it?
Yes, so we are a part of the Boston Breast Cancer Equity Coalition, and this is our 4th year of having a symposium where we want to educate the community on breast health. This is my 2nd year kind of taking charge, and I wanted to be more patient focused.
Yeah.
So we will have a patient panel of breast cancer survivors. 2 are in remission and 2 are metastatic that are still thriving. And we will have self-care and self-advocacy sessions. We will have mental health, nutrition, and just an empowerment for anyone. You don't even have to have gone through breast cancer, but just to get that education on breast cancer.
It's important. I mean, I think it's important. I think the more educated we all are, we can advocate for each other in those types of ways. Lindsay, why does it mean so much to you to get into the Ellie Fund? Same question that Tony asked. How did you guys get into it?
Well, like I said before, when my mother was undergoing her chemotherapy at BI, there was the Brigham and Mass General Hospital. They had the Cancer Colloquium every year that they do. And at the end, to kind of celebrate the ending of that conference, they had a fashion show, and my mom was a part of that fashion show at the Artists of Humanity. And so with that, there were a lot of black and brown designers where the chemotherapy patients wore their clothes. And so everybody had to like go up and, you know, do their modeling, and my mom actually spoke. And, you know, when she spoke, she is very faith-based, you know, that's how I was raised, and she was just, you know, thanking God for, you know, life and, you know, everything at that moment. I think she just really revived the room at that time. And so Donna Raymond, who is the development director with Ellie Fund, she heard her speak and was just like, oh, we need you to speak. So we got connected with Donna, and then my mom started like speaking at different things with the Ellie Fund. And I know in 2003 in December she did the the switching of the lights for the nonprofits at the Prudential. So she switched the light pink, and then she did a speech there, and that's when she was actually really undergoing a lot of pain. And even looking back in hindsight, she was trying to be strong about it, but she was going through a lot of pain because just even the timeline of it all, because it's a slow but fast kind of a thing. But that's how we got connected. And then as my mom just, went through her journey, it was really, really inspiring and really felt good to have a community of people who understood. So everybody at the Ellie Fund team understands. Either they've been through it themselves, like Nakia said, or they know someone who has been through it. So it's really that compassion, the education, the understanding. And so that's why I will always vouch for Ellie Fund, and I will always, share the story. And that's why the Ellie Fund means so much to me. And just the importance of educating our communities.
So a question here from Miss Jess. She says it's just for women with cancer, with breast cancer. Can men with breast cancer join as well?
Yes.
Okay, good. The symposium again is happening when? Give us all of the information around that.
It's Monday, June 23rd at Roxbury Community College
Next
from
week.
2 to 6.
Okay.
Yes.
Monday, 2 to 6. That's not bad either. At Roxbury Community. I can do that. I'll be there. At Roxbury Community College in that little middle campus.
The student academic building. Yes.
And who do we have to register? Are they ticketed? How do we get information about that?
So I provided you guys the information. So the QR code to register is right on the flyer. So people can register there, and I anticipate a lot of people there, so please register before we have to close out the registration.
And we're going to post all of the information online right after this interview so that you can find out more information, you can register, and that you can sign up to go. Even if you don't need to go, if you feel you don't want to go, share the information and pass it along to somebody else. You never know who is going to see your post. And this is one of those that you shouldn't feel any type of way about. You should be, sharing these things. Oh, look, Miss Tony put it in the comment section already for you guys. So go on, register. Is there anything else that people need to have or know about attending?
Well, it's free.
Oh, love it.
That's
free.
That's always a good thing. It's free.
You gonna have snacks?
Yes, I was just gonna say.
Those two, I'm there.
Miss Jess says, thank you. This is a beautiful thing. Thank you so much. I have so many family members dealing with cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer, and more. So
wow,
awesome.
Yeah. And any screening or anything going to be? I got my first mammogram. When was it? Like 2 months ago, and I was stressed out. But I had a good time. It was nice. I had enough rest to put on the thing. And it wasn't so crazy. But I'm 41 now. So now it's this time to start getting those things started. Because your moms had it. Do you guys have to start at an earlier age?
Yeah.
Yes, I started at 33.
Wow,
I started at 33.
Because usually it's not until 40, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they just recently changed it. It used to be 50.
Oh.
And they
Really?
recently changed it. But if you have a history of breast cancer, then you can go before the age of 40. I have 2 sisters that are in their early 30s that are already starting getting breast exams. Because I had a mastectomy, I don't have to get exams anymore, but I still do self-exams.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Our aunt is a breast cancer survivor and has been, I guess it's remission for, how long has it been? For
15 years?
Yeah,
maybe?
like 15. Probably more than that. And then I get regular mammograms. And last year I did have like a scare because they found something and I had to do the biopsy thing and all of that stuff. And during that time, I remember how I felt like, oh my gosh, like how am I going to tell my family and all these things. So it's so good to know. Like it is a really isolating feeling in the moment, even though I have a super supportive family. But in that moment, so I think it's really great that you have something like this for somebody who actually like goes into that next stage of where they actually get the diagnosis and then they have these supports. So thank you all for what you do.
Yeah, for sure. I just got my screening a couple of weeks ago. So definitely, they say my PCP was like, nope, we got to get you started because you have the history now. And I think for the symposium, that's like a really good thing for people just to come for the education because sometimes if you're not hearing you know, we're around like the breast cancer education, people talking about it all the time, but you're not always around that. And I wasn't around that before my mom got diagnosed.
Right.
So you don't know all the information that you're missing.
Yeah.
And just with it being, our hashtag is Own Your Path 2025. And I think just coming out to get that education and not knowing what you'll receive will be really, really good. That's a way to own your path. Like, to come out and like advocate for yourself, get the information that you need, and even be in community with other people who have either gone through it or can help. There are oncologists, they do clinical trials, they do something in wellness that can help. Like, I think that, even if you like, hey, if you're thinking, why should I go to this? There's always a reason. I think that you're gonna come out with something great.
I this is great, and just even the very small pieces of education that we've been able to gather here. If you guys are out there and haven't started getting your breast exams or doing them yourself, you know, these are things that I feel like people should just be in the habit as I'm going to bathe and stuff. Just some just to see. You know, I think that we make light of it, but it's something simple like that. If you feel something, maybe you should just say something.
Yes.
I don't care what it is. It might be just you laying on it too hard or something like that. That's the thing. But, you know, go check it out, because why not?
Right.
You know, like, why not? So we'll
Prevention is better than intervention.
Say that.
Yes.
So the symposium is going down on the 23rd. 23rd between 2 and 6 at the RCC. You can sign up right there in our comment section, and then we'll post it online on our social medias everywhere, and we'll tag them too. Go follow the Ellie Fund, follow Spark FM, and go register for this. Register your mama, register your aunties or your grandma, register somebody else, and they just get the random email that just sparks up, oh, maybe it's time for a breast exam.
Right.
Whatever you guys need to do to help somebody else, go ahead and do it. And then what's the website? Where can we find you on those socials and on the website?
It's elliefund.org. It's ELLIEFUND.org. And it's the same Ellie Fund on Instagram as well as Facebook.
Perfect. So we're going to go follow. Everybody's going to go follow right now so that we know all the information.
I am registering right now.
Register me too. Register me. You got me.
And even if you have a story beforehand, like I said, the hashtag is Own Your Path 2025. If you're anticipating coming to the symposium, you know, post something. You know, I don't know if you feel vulnerable enough to share your story or you know, your questions or anything. Please do, and tag us, and we're there to answer and help.
I love this. Thank you guys so much for your time and for your words. We'll see you on the 23rd between 2 and 6 at RCC. And again, people, register. If you don't have anything else to do, tell somebody else, and we'll be there at the Ellie Fund Symposium on the 23rd. Yes. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back in a few moments. Keep it locked right here, Spark FM Online.
Got a side hustle you want to turn into a real business? Thinking of expanding your brand or launching your next big idea? Then this is for you. It's Vibes and Ventures, a 3-part Caribbean business series designed to empower you, the entrepreneurs, creatives, and small business owners of our community. Join us at the Spark Media and Culture Center, 1195 Blue Hill Ave, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. And yes, it's completely free. June 5th, getting your paperwork right. June 12th, brick and mortar and commercial acquisitions. June 26th, marketing and social media strategy. Meet some of Boston's most successful Caribbean entrepreneurs, get expert advice, and build the connections you need to take your hustle to the next level. This is your moment. Don't miss it. Vibes and Ventures.
What is this, Doctor?
This is
a Spark of New England.
Spark FM. Praise the Lord, City of Boston. This is Brother Chris right here on Spark FM.
Come on, sing it.
Bringing you Sunday morning worship each and every Sunday morning, 6 to 10 a.m. Let's get our praise on. Each and every Saturday night from 6 to 9 p.m. inside the avenue where you bring the drinks and we bring the vibes. My name is Gary Banton alongside my co-host Big Trini right here in SparkFMOnline.com, the #1 place for soca, hip-hop, R&B, and more. Each and every Saturday from 6 to 9 p.m. It's the avenue.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Eunice Production, Friends Lifestyle Group presents their 9th annual Togetherness Boat Ride. It's the Animal Print Edition. Happens to be Saturday, July the 19th. Boarding times at 7 p.m. We sail at 8 p.m. sharp. There's going to be 2 floors of music. Your Latin DJ, DJ Sergio, DJ Alfredito, DJ Yomi, and your Caribbean DJ, You Major, and Vital Rhythms. Featuring live performances by Your Fugo, Punta Group, and Tempo Rhythm International. Sound system provided by Ross Entertainment. This is all going to be taking place at 70 Rose Wharf. Get your tickets right now at togetherness.eventbrite.com. Regular tickets are $65. Same day tickets are $75. It's a 21+ event. And do remember there's a drinks inclusive party bus available to and from the dock for only $60. For more information, contact 617-719-3972 or 646-379-4889. It's the 9th annual Togetherness Boat Ride. Get your tickets now.
Get ready for an unforgettable night of harmony, joy, and powerful praise. It's the Foster Triplets in concert Friday, June 14th. 3 voices, 1 anointed sound, 1 night to lift your spirit. Live and in person, featuring special guests, the Oak Street Praise Team and Angels Melody. Don't miss this soul-stirring celebration. It's more than music, it's ministry in motion. Friday, June 14th, 2025 at 6 p.m., the Waymark Church, 1048 Dorchester Avenue. For tickets,
Moonbox Productions is thrilled to present the Boston New Works Festival, taking place June 26th to June 29th at the Calderwood Pavilion and the Boston Center for the Arts. The Boston New Works Festival is a weekend-long festival of celebrating new original plays by local playwrights. 7 original plays, 5 different stages, and 1 wild weekend. Tickets are $25 per show. Pay what you wish. Tickets are available at the box office. Get your tickets now at bostontheaterscene.com. That's June 26th to June 29th. The Boston New Works Festival.
Advertise your business, brand, or music on Spark FM. Contact us at sparkfmonline.com for more information. Boston's new home for urban Caribbean music. Spark FM. Spark FM. Playing all your favorite hits from reggae. Spark FM.
If you know man swing the way you are gonna see a million. We got to go long just like the Amazon.
Spark FM.
I know that life is not easy. No say we are for win. Walk with the camera like Jesus.
Soca. Hip hop.
Yeah, we going crazy.
R&B.
You could do damage. You could do damage.
Afrobeats. And much more. Spark FM. Spark FM.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
Kanye West on the track, by the way.
Capital S, capital H, capital Y, capital N, capital E.
Okay.
Spark FM.
Perhaps I was addicted to the dark side. Somewhere inside my childhood when this my heart died. And even though we both came.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
Me no stop love how the girl them flex. The hand close and make a next girl face. Me no stop love how the...
Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com.
Turn us up.
Oh my darling, oh my darling.
Spark FM.
All right, we are back. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We were just speaking to our good friends over at the Ellie Fund, and that's exciting because we're going to be at that symposium on the 23rd, finding out information about how to keep ourselves healthy and keep our breasts nice and good.
Evans, where you going?
Save the tatas. Huh?
What's Evans doing on a plane? Where you going?
Where's he going? He's going out somewhere to a nice facility.
He's going somewhere.
A nice facility. All right, let's get into our national and entertainment news. Tony, Leah, take it away. I don't know which one of y'all got to do, but I'm concentrating.
No, Trump vows to hit any protester who spits on police.
Yes, Trump. That's the way to de-escalate it.
He pardoned those who did worse on January 6th, though. So, you know, what do we do there?
Because how do we get away with that?
Yeah.
So, like, don't technically the protesters and the rioters, shouldn't they technically just get a free to go card, or are we gonna do due process with them, arrest them, and then let them go? Basically, what's the process of letting them go and not charging them? You would have to pardon everybody that you arrest for these protests if you pardoned everybody from January 6th, right? At least 1,500 people needs to be pardoned from any type of protest that rises up in opposition of Donald Trump. That's what I think would be fair in America.
That would be logical and fair, but this is America.
This is America.
So in one of his first acts of his second term as president, Donald Trump pardoned hundreds of people who attacked the U.S. Capitol on January 6th of 2021 to try to keep him in office, including those who beat police officers. On Monday, Trump posted a warning on social media to those demonstrating in Los Angeles against his immigration crackdown and confronting police and members of the National Guard he had deployed. If they spit, we will hit. And I promise you, they will be hit harder than they have ever been hit before.
All right. What's his name? Johnny Cochran.
Such disrespect will not be tolerated, he said. The discrepancy of Trump's responses to the two disturbances, pardoning rioters who beat police on January 6th, which he called a beautiful day, while condemning violence against law enforcement in Los Angeles, and illustrates how the president expects his enemies to be held to different standards than his supporters.
Of course.
Yeah.
Trump. That must be nice, huh?
Yeah.
And every time I think about his name, I get confused on how the hell y'all did this again.
Yeah.
Y'all let this man become president twice. However, when we was watching The View yesterday, when the Susan was coming up with all of the names, she said that overall he is doing bad in almost every area except for immigration.
And then one of them named Susan.
Which one? Kathy?
Nope.
Sunny Hostin.
Sunny.
She's not the white one though.
Whoopi.
I'm looking for the white one.
Sunny's the Latina.
Melissa. Alyssa. Yes.
Alyssa.
Yes.
Let's pick her. Alyssa was like, however, when it comes to immigration and deportations, America seems to not be wavering with that. What do you think is America's problems? We hate immigrants that much? Like,
I think they just have it all wrong. If they genuinely think that immigrants are taking their jobs.
Can it be that?
No, like it's not right. But I think that's what the people are thinking, like they're taking our benefits. But like if you're undocumented, you're not getting anything.
And do they believe that they are all criminals? Like they were saying, the vast majority of Americans feel like just because you came here illegally, you are a criminal.
Yeah.
But we learned yesterday it's not a criminal offense; it's a civil offense. It's not even a crime. You are just a civil infraction of coming here illegally.
And is it people coming here illegally? Because how do you come here illegally? I think it's that you come here and you overstay your status, which therefore makes it be illegal.
Or you're one of the coyotes.
Oh, the coyotes. Yeah. Okay, those people. Okay.
And you just kind of swoop in here real quick. But what we're seeing, again, like we explained, is that they're not just targeting, violent criminals or people who overstayed. When people are going to check in for their immigration statuses and, try to comply with what they're supposed to do, those are also the people that are getting arrested and put in detention centers. Yeah. So what is fair and what not? If I'm coming here legally and it's my time to renew my papers, you're trying to tell me that I'm illegal because my papers need renewing?
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That is
Our next story, at least 9 people were killed and 12 wounded in a shooting at the school in Austrian city of Graz on Tuesday.
Where is that?
And the suspected perpetrator also died, the city's mayor said. Austria.
Oh.
Yeah. Special forces were among those who went to Borg. Look at the name of the high school. Look at the name of the high school. Tell me what that say. Dreierschu with 2 dots. Tzengass.
It's Deutsch.
No,
it's Deutsch.
Drastic currency is classy.
Let's just call
High
it the
school.
D high school.
Oh, D High School. Over half a mile from Graz's historic center. After a call at 10 a.m. At 11:30 a.m., police wrote on social network X that the school had been evacuated and everyone had been taken to a safe meeting point. Authorities say the assailant was a 21-year-old Austrian man who had 2 weapons, which he appeared to have owned legally. Police say they didn't immediately have information on the man's motives, but said that he killed himself in a toilet after shooting 9 people. I didn't have to say.
I just found the name of the high school.
In the toilet.
The people in Europe don't say bathroom.
They say in the toilet?
They say toilet.
I'm gonna put this name in the
What's the name of the
comment
high
section.
High school?
I'm gonna have to actually Google that.
Dreierschu. Yeah, Dreierschu. Yeah, that's awful. That is awful. Did he kill 9 people and says, 9 people killed? Wow.
I didn't know that these types of things happen in other parts of the world.
Yeah.
It'd be like one though. It'd be like
one every 5 years.
Yeah.
But I've been hearing about it a lot more often.
And I blame America.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And how scammers are using AI to steal college financial aid.
We got to pay back our student loans, and now you stealing the money we got to pay back?
Child, listen, it was an unusual question coming from police officer Heather Brady was napping at home in San Francisco on a Sunday afternoon when the officer knocked on her door to ask had she applied to Arizona Western College. She had not, and as the officer suspected, somebody else had applied to Arizona community colleges in her name to scam the government into paying out financial aid money. When she checked her student loan servicer account, Brady saw that scammers hadn't stopped there. A loan for over $9,000 had been paid out in her name, but to another person for coursework at a California college.
Oh,
and she's from where?
No, I'm not paying it back. As long as it's documentation, you think she's gonna have to pay back?
I hope she doesn't have to pay back. That is awful.
I'm paying back somebody else's
financial stress you put on me. I'm not paying back the thing I was supposed to pay back either.
Can you imagine? Anybody better not come to. First of all, they're not gonna get the loan if they apply in my name anyway, so it don't matter.
They don't got no money there. This credit is not available.
We're gonna go straight into the entertainment news, but before we get that big 80th birthday shout out to Ibn's mom. Woo! She will be 80 this week, and
what a blessing.
That is a blessing. 80 years of life going strong, and so he is traveling to go celebrate his mom's birthday. And on to the entertainment news. Last night was the BET Awards. Does anybody still have BET?
No. So that's very crazy because that is something that I did not even think about because I was just like, maybe the BET has gone down to just the BET Awards. I did see some nice, what do they call when you see some nice previews of movies that are happening on the BET Plus. I've had that twice. I've deleted it because
ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time to be watching BET
and
Plus.
Paying for that.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time to be paying for no BET Plus. What all do they have on there that I would want to pay money for that?
They have
alone.
They have Track Queens. Yana Bean. That's the first time I got it, just to watch her episode. And then I watched one other thing on there, which was a thing that I don't remember.
The Sisters from BET is on Prime.
Sisters. Oh, it's on Prime now?
Yeah, I
good.
watched mine on Prime.
Oh, good.
And that one with, all the Queen's men. That's on Prime as well.
Schneider says he watches Ruthless.
Oh, why? Is that a Tyler Perry show?
I don't know.
You know, I'm having a hard time. I'm still on season 1 of Sisters. I can't do it. It's so awful.
Which one is Sisters?
With the four girls.
Yeah, but
and their bad acting.
Oh.
And that husband from them podcasters is on there too.
The husband from them podcasters.
You know that podcasting couple, the husband and wife?
Oh yeah.
The husband is one of the actors on there, and it's horrible.
That's funny.
Acting.
I've never seen this before in my life.
4 girls. It's a Sex in the City supposed to be type show, but it's a bootleg girlfriend. It's bootleg AF. It's horrible.
Because it looks. You know, I don't want to judge the book by its character.
7 seasons.
I don't know how I got to season 5 already, but this is what it's on.
Yes, it's horrible.
I think at the end of the day, though, we gotta respect them for still getting the paycheck.
Yeah,
because you know, like remember back in the day. Ooh, what's Bride Hard? Oh, is this going to be June 20th? Sorry, it's like a bridesmaid type of situation called Bride Hard
on BET Plus.
No, this is going to be on something else, but I'm excited about it with what's the white girl? Rebel Wilson.
Oh, I love a Rebel Wilson.
I love a Rebel
from Pitch Perfect.
Oh yes.
Oh, that's gonna be funny.
I'm
excited about it. Let's go girls' night.
Like it. Let's do it. Anyhow, last night BET Awards. Kendrick Lamar, SZA, and Chris Brown set records at 25. Set records, excuse me. 2025 BET Awards. The late Luther Vandross was remembered by fans in 2 categories.
Luther dead?
Not Luther been dead for about 30 years.
Oh, damn, Luther.
Not only did Luther win Best Collaboration, but the documentary Luther Never Too Much won Best Movie. I gotta go watch that because I love me a Luther Vandross. It's outside.
Oh, El Punto. Mm-hmm. All right, sorry.
Kendrick Lamar was the top winner at the 2025 BET Awards, which aired live on BET from the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles on Monday. Kevin Hart hosted the show for a second time. I was gonna say it's on Peacock because I will watch that. I got Peacock. Lamar won.
On Peacock? Love Island.
Oh, is Love Island on Peacock?
You need to tap it.
I'm gonna go start watching it today.
I'm gonna go watch Love Island tonight. Mm-hmm. Lamar won 5 awards: Album of the Year for GNX, Best Collaboration for Luther with SZA, Best Male Hip Hop Artist for a record-extending 8th time, Video of the Year for Not Like Us, and Video Director of the Year in tandem with Dave Free. I've never seen the video for Not Like Us.
Me either. Me either.
Lamar had won Album in the Year. It's what?
No, the Squabble Up video I've seen.
Oh, never seen any. I haven't seen a music video in
quite some time.
Since I had BET. Lamar had won Album of the Year 7 years ago for Damn. Lamar and Beyonce are the only artists to win twice in that category, which was introduced in 2017. Bey won for Lemonade and Renaissance. GNX, which is a leading Grammy candidate for the Album of the Year in 2026, beat 3 albums that won Grammys in February: Beyonce's Cowboy Carter, Chris Brown's 1111 Deluxe, and Doechie's Alligator Bites Never Heal. SZA and Chris Brown each won 2 awards. SZA won Best Female R&B Pop Artist for the 3rd year in a row. Interesting. As well as the aforementioned reward for the collaboration with Kendrick Lamar. SZA is just the 3rd artist to win Best Female R&B Pop Artist 3 or more times. Beyonce leads with 10 wins in the category. Alicia Keys has also won 3 times. Beyonce won 10 times. Damn. Brown won Best R&B Pop Artist for a record-extending 8th time. In addition to his Residuals, won the Viewer's Choice Award. I love that song.
Me too.
Who's getting normal now? I love seeing babies singing that.
Yeah.
It's Brown's 4th win in that category, a total equaled or surpassed only by Beyonce with 5 wins and Lil Wayne also with 4 wins. Is Chris Brown out of jail?
Yes, Ben.
Oh, okay.
He was bailed before his tour even started.
Oh, good. Luther Vandross was remembered by fans in 2 categories. Not only did Luther win Best Collaboration, but the documentary Luther Never Too Much won Best Movie. This is the 2nd year in a row that a film about a music legend has won that category. Bob Marley won last year. I'm going to go. Where is that documentary? I love a Luther Vandross. Oh, I love a Luther Vandross. Doechii won Best Female Hip Hop Artist. It was her first BET award. She proceeded to give an impassioned speech in support of protesters outside the venue protesting ICE crackdowns. Leon Thomas won Best New Artist. I'm a dog, I'm a mutt. He's the first male artist to win in the category since Giveon 4 years ago. Thomas won a Grammy in 2024 for co-writing SZA's Snooze. Oh, really? Which was voted Best R&B Song. As a result, he will probably not be eligible to compete for Best New Artist at the 2026 Grammys. Thomas also performed his hit Mutt on the show.
I'm a mutt, I'm a dog.
I'm a dog, I'm a mutt.
Oh yes,
she's singing something.
I didn't know what song I was singing. I just knew it had both of those in there, and I made it up.
You did that. Glorilla's Rain Down on Me, featuring Kirk Franklin and Maverick City Music, won the Dr. Bobby Jones Best Gospel Inspirational Award. Oh wow, Glorilla won Best Gospel. It's the record-extending 8th win in the category for Franklin, the 2nd for Maverick City Music, and the 1st for Glorilla. Did not like her outfit, did not like Doechie's outfit. Future and Metro Boomin took Best Group. It's the 3rd year in a row that collaboration of 2 solo stars had won that award. The last groups to win were Migos and Silk Sonic. Summer Walker's Heart of a Woman
Drop top.
won the Best Her Award, BET Her Award. The song reached number 3 on Billboard's Hot R&B. Summer Walker's Heart of a Woman. Don't know the song. Blue Ivy Carter won the Young Stars Award for the 2nd year in a row. BET rules allow multiple wins in the category. Marcy Martin won 5 times. Yara Shahidi and Keke Palmer also won twice. Keke Palmer is very, very skinny.
She is her head is getting bigger as well.
And I don't like it. I don't like it. Denzel Washington won Best Actor for a record-extending 5th time, and Cynthia Erivo won Best Actress for the 1st time. Basketball star Angel Reese.
I'm sorry, I don't really like those types of things. Like, Denzel Washington is by far one of the greatest actors of all times. You trying to tell me that there's no other actor out here that could win an award besides Denzel Washington 5 times from BE freaking D?
Yeah.
There are so many independent actors and all kinds of stuff. Start giving other people their flowers so that they can continue to craft their talents.
Yeah, I agree with you with that. The movie that I was talking about earlier, it's called Mind Cage, and it's with Martin Lawrence and John Malkovich. And it's not funny. It's Martin plays a detective. And it's the serial killer dressing up the women.
Wait, what's the name of it?
Mind Cage.
Mind Cage.
It's a movie from 2022. Basketball star Angel Reese won Sportswoman of the Year for the 3rd year in a row. Football star Jalen Hurts won Sportsman of the Year for the 2nd time.
And you know that's bullcrap too, because according to all of the basketball watchers, Angel Reese ain't the best basketball girl by far.
Yeah. Well,
so why does she keep getting like this 3rd year in a row? There's nobody else that plays any sports.
Sportswoman.
What about Coco Gruff?
But she just won, so that.
But she's been winning before.
That's true. You're right. They could have given it to Rena and Serena for all I know.
Simone Biles, she just won all of them things the other day. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me why we're gonna keep for the 3rd year in a row. Because what, in 3 years and nobody else has done anything?
That's true. Drake was shut out despite going into the ceremony with 6 nods. The Weeknd was also shut out. He went 0 for 4. There were special tributes.
Wait, Drake didn't get none?
The Weeknd and Drake didn't get nothing. He is gonna sue. Because he's going to say it's Kendrick Lamar's fault.
Yeah, because Kendrick Lamar got 5 out of his 10.
Kendrick, he's going to add that to the lawsuit because y'all pushed Kendrick Lamar's song diss track against me. He's won all these awards. I won nothing, and it's because y'all pushed it. There were special tributes to 3 legendary artists who died in the past year: Quincy Jones, Roberta Flack, and Angie Stone. Luke James, Miles Caton, and Lucky Day performed Jones's 1990 hit "The Secret Garden." I would like to hear that. Andra Day sang Flack's 1973 hit "Killing Me Softly," and Britney Spencer. I thought that said Britney Spears for a second. Britney Spencer sang Stone's 1990 hit "No More Rain." In this cloud. The multiple in memoriam segments included Cissy Houston, James Earl Jones, Tito Jackson, Roy Ayers, Frankie Beverly, and poet Nikki Giovanni. As previously announced, Kirk Franklin, Mariah Carey, Snoop Dogg, and Jamie Foxx were named BET Ultimate Icons. Astonishingly, it's Carey's first BET Award. Wow.
That is so unacceptable.
That is awful.
So
why y'all do that to her?
2025, in her 20th anniversary of freaking, what was it, the Emancipation of Mimi or something?
Right, yeah. Girl, I don't know. You giving me news. I have no idea. Doechii calls out President Trump while addressing Los Angeles ICE protests in her BET Awards speech, and we alluded to that earlier.
Which was really great because we haven't seen anybody do that before.
Yeah.
In this respect, for this.
She said, "As much as I am honored by this award, I do want to address what's happening right now outside the building.
Gotcha.
There are ruthless attacks. You got to think. There are ruthless attacks that are creating fear and chaos in our communities in the name of law and order."
And
that are creating fear
is
and chaos in our communities in the name of.
Took home the prize for Best Female Hip Hop for Los Angeles.
There are ruthless attacks that are creating fear and chaos in our communities in the name of law and order.
She then directly calls out President Donald Trump.
Trump is using military forces to stop a protest. And I want y'all to consider what kind of government it appears to be when every time we exercise our democratic right to protest, the military is deployed against us.
Say that, Doge. And she goes on to say more things, but you guys get the gist of it. She used her platform in order to bring awareness to a difficult situation.
Yeah, Dee Dee said BET is the Tyler Perry of award shows. And LaWanda says that Mariah Carey's performance sucked. She looked like AI. And she probably was AI.
She probably did. Yep. That's why they should have gave her the awards when she was good.
Yeah. You're right.
Because she has a new song out, right? She dropped a new song, I think, yesterday. Yeah.
On the day of the BET Awards.
Get it, Mimi. Legendary hip-hop duo's first U.S. tour in 15 years is going to start in Massachusetts. That is the Clips. Pusha T and No Malice will tour the country as the iconic hip-hop duo Clips for the first time in more than a decade. Clips announced the dates for their tour first tour in U.S. in 15 years on Monday morning, June 9th. The Let God Sort 'Em Out tour, which special guest Earth Gang consists of 25 dates. Earth Gang. Wow. The tour will kick off on August 3rd. Show at the Roadrunner in Boston. I'm in there. I'm not in there. And in Detroit, Michigan on September 10th. Tickets for the tour go on sale to the general public on Friday.
Are they brothers?
They are brothers, right?
They look a lot alike.
I think they are brothers. Yeah, they're brothers. Yeah, let's say that.
Yes.
They might be twins.
We're spreading.
Hey, you never know.
We are. Let's see if they're twins. Are they twins?
I don't know.
Trump again?
It's all Trump. It's all Trump.
Swamp.
They are not twins. They are well known for being whatever, but they are not twins.
They cousins.
Yeah, they're twins like me and her.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that.
They're all kind of twins.
They are kind of twins. A video of Obama exposing MAGA's double standards is going viral, and it's a startling reminder of just how much things have changed. I don't know if you are able to pull up.
I can't. They don't give me the actual video here, but they give me some of the clips of it, of what he said. If you wanted to read some of those red things.
Okay. So Obama says, "Imagine if I had did what Trump is doing. Imagine if I had done any of this."
Because imagine if Barack Obama had even thunk it.
Child, listen. It says, imagine if I had pulled Fox News credentials from the White House press corps. You're laughing, but no, this is what's happened. Imagine if I had said to law firms that they were representing parties that were upset with policies my administration had initiated, that you will not be allowed into government buildings. Right. Imagine if he had said that. We will punish you economically for dissenting from the Affordable Care Act or the Iran deal. We will ferret out students who protest against my policies. He said, imagine if I said all of that. It's unimaginable that the same parties that are silent now would have tolerated behavior like that from me. I say this not on a partisan basis. This has to do with something more precious, which is, who are we as a country and what values do we stand for, he said.
And say that.
Yeah, say that.
Because Donald Trump is doing a lot of things that nobody in their right mind would ever be able to think that they can get away with. And he is unscathed.
Obama would have been impeached in 3 seconds, this is a comment, if he had done 1% of what is going on now. Where are the former presidents? Are they not going to speak up? Someone said, we all remember when he dared to wear a tan suit.
Yeah.
He fist bumped someone and it made news. They kept his family under a microscope his entire presidency. Meanwhile, Cheeto Man admits to rigging the election and it's crickets. And somebody else says, remember when Fox News freaked out that he asked for Dijon mustard because it was too fancy and not relatable to the common man? Yeah, that's true. They had they was calling him President Poupon for just because he asked for Dijon mustard. And then, of course, Diddy, rounding out with Diddy. Sean Diddy Combs' trial recap. Jane tearfully recounts hotel nights and says Combs assaulted her and threatened to release sex tapes, which is exactly what he did. We heard in testimony from Cassie. Her testimony was strikingly similar to that of Cassie Ventura, who described in harrowing detail the abuse she has suffered surrounding the encounters, also called freak-offs. So the freak-offs weren't
Hers
just
were called hotel nights.
Yeah. Jane testifies in Sean Combs' sex trafficking, recounting how harrowing hotel nights and feeling obligated to perform sexual acts for him. Prosecutors highlight Combs' alleged threats to release sex tapes, physical assault on Jane, and defense's motion for mistrial is ongoing trial.
I'm so conflicted here.
Why?
In reading about her testimony and her whatever, and I feel like she was a glorified hoe. Like Cassie, I feel like Cassie was abused and groomed into this life. I know that she benefited a lot from the things that he was to give her, he gave her. But I also know that she suffered a lot, and I think she suffered the most out of any of his women. This Jane, who is widely known as 50 Cent's baby's mother, it seemed like she did this because of literally just the benefits of it all. Like she was a glorified. You knew this was wrong. You knew this you was a grown ass woman by the time you started dealing with Diddy. And you sat there and you let this man pimp you out all over the world by telling you that it made him feel good for you to have sex with strangers. Yeah. While you were supposedly in a relationship with him, while still getting jealous as he's running around with other girls. You literally stayed for the profit. And I don't know if I sound contradictory because I don't feel that way about Cassie. Is that weird?
Well, because this one, do we know that she was a sex worker?
She literally was a sex worker. Like he was telling her that we are going to this place to go get some men so that you can have sex with them because that turns me on.
So then it's definitely a different feeling. It's definitely very, very much different. I mean, it doesn't bypass the fact that he was abusing her, but it's a different feel.
Yeah, it's a different feel.
Yeah.
And I've been really conflicted with that. Yeah. Like really, because I was like, she wrapped up my whole pimps and hoes theory. Like you are doing everything that you can to pretty much keep this man. Like they found out that during her testimony that he's still paying her rent and paying her lawyer fees for
right
this.
now.
Yeah. You're testifying. I'm not saying that you shouldn't testify. I think it's dope that he's still paying all your lawyer fees and you're testifying against him because he is a monster. Yeah. But like you still really benefiting from this man. Like your relationship just stopped last year when he went to jail. You were still voluntarily having hotel nights.
Is this why the beef is between him and 50 Cent?
No. I honestly think that 50 Cent don't give a goddamn about that woman at all. Like, I seriously think that he does not care about her in any shape or way or form. I think that 50 Cent hates Diddy because he hates Diddy, and I don't think that once it crossed his mind to be mad at him for this woman.
Yeah.
Because 50 Cent called her a little sex worker.
He did call her a little hoe. Testifying for a third day, Jane tearfully recounted the harrowing freak-offs, which she called hotel nights, telling the court that she felt obligated to perform sex acts for Combs with other men because he was paying her rent. Yeah. But then it sounds like exchange, transactional.
Yeah, you hoe off for me and I'll pay your rent. That's what a pimp does.
Yeah, after reading the explosive sex trafficking lawsuit filed by Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura in November 2023, Jane said that the claims were eerily similar to her own experience. I almost fainted. In fact, I think I did.
But you continued on even after Cassie put all of this out here. You was still carrying on with this man.
At what point did she
when he went to jail.
Well, Diddy's crazy, right? So, at what point when she probably was like, I don't want to do this anymore?
Right.
Was he like...
When she read Cassie's
thing
lawsuit
and realized that she was a side piece in her own relationship.
But then can you leave? Because clearly he sounded...
I think he was beating her upside her head, too, a couple of times.
She said she felt obligated to perform sex acts for him. What else? Jane texts Combs, I'm not a porn star. I'm not an animal. She said, I need a break. Please respect this. And he said, are you going to let me in our home? Are you going to let me in? What did he say?
Huh?
She said she needed a break.
This man is so weird.
Loveless cold sex, she wrote to Corbin. I don't feel like performing loveless cold sex, she wrote to him in October of 2023. I'm not a porn star. I'm not an animal. I need a break. Combs wrote back saying he just wanted to spend the day with him. You're going to spend the day that love bombing me so you can get what you want. It's not genuine. I've hit a mental and spiritual wall, she said. Jane told the court that whenever Combs wanted a hotel night, he would begin love bombing or showing her excessive love and affection in order to manipulate her and get her to participate in one. Jane says that Combs turned a sobriety party into a hotel night that left her traumatized. So it was supposed to be a sobriety party? No.
And he surprised her with another man?
Yeah. Jane testifies that she almost fainted when she read Cassie's lawsuit. Jane says that Combs threatened to release sex tapes to her child's father, who is 50 Cent. After Jane proposed that he pay her $150,000, Combs accused her of being an opportunist and threatened to release video recordings of her having sex with other men during hotel nights to the father of her child. Jane said that she reported the threats to Christina Coram, Combs' chief of staff, and asked Coram to intervene. According to Jane, Coram assured her that nothing would happen and that she and Combs just needed to give each other some space. Combs allegedly threatened to release video footage to Ventura to Jane participating in freak-offs and hotel nights at a key party of the government's case against him. Prosecutors say the hip-hop mogul used the recordings as blackmail against the victims. Jane says that Combs assaulted her before orchestrating an impromptu hotel night, so he raped her before he made her have sex with other people. The defense files a motion for mistrial. So over the weekend, Combs' legal team filed a motion for mistrial alleging prosecutorial misconduct stemming from the testimony of government witness Brianna Bongolan. Bongolan, a friend of Ventura, testified last week. In her 2024 lawsuit against Combs, Bongolan said that he dangled her from the 17th floor balcony of Ventura's apartment in Los Angeles. That's why they pushed her for the mistrial? Yep. The defense said it had proved Combs wasn't in Los Angeles on that date. Judge Arun Subramanian granted the government a day to respond to the motion, which was filed on Saturday. It's the second time that Combs' defense has made a motion for mistrial. Subramanian denied the first. So that,
But that's, hey, this is gonna, they still have 5 weeks, they said. The defense is about to switch
There's
soon.
5 more weeks? This is week 5.
Yeah, so they said it'll be about, they said yesterday that they're scheduled to go out to at least 5 more weeks, so ending like the first week in July or something. Yeah. And they think that the prosecution is about to rest, and they're interested to see what a cross-examination is going to be like for Jane Doe, which starts today, I believe, because this is day 3 of her things.
Jane Doe. Oh, yeah. Jane Doe. Okay.
Yeah. With that said, people, we gotta thank you for staying with us. 20 minutes past the hour. We will see you guys bright and early tomorrow. We have another special guest, so keep it locked right here. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We'll see you later. Ooh, boy.
Girl, promise you'll be mine. These days just a friend. Now, girl, let's not pretend. Come on. Either he is or he ain't your man. These days just a friend. If I was your best